end of the day. It's end of the day for me here in Colorado. Been in a 2-day, 9-hour-a-day training. So I decided to do today's day 6 at the end of what for me was a really long 2 days of brain work, knowing that I just need to decompress. So it doesn't have to be an hour-long class. I just need to once again tune in to my body, and this is going to help eliminate that noise. That's what we talked about on day 2, about the noise, both the external noise and the internal noise. So today's another great example of why it's important after a noisy day or a day of a lot of demands to just come back home, is what we call it in a yoga practice a lot, is just to come back home to our body. So I'm going to be on the floor today. You can join me on the floor. You can do this from a bed or a soft place if that's your preference. And then I do have a chair available. If you're on the floor with me, make sure that your yoga mat or wherever you're set up has the opportunity to have either a sofa nearby or just a simple folding chair like me, because we're going to begin and end with our legs up. I also have 2 blocks. If you don't have yoga blocks, that's okay, no big deal. You can use some pillows. So we're going to have this very short, simple, returning our energy back to ourselves to close out a couple really long days for me, and maybe you'll find it useful. So welcome to day 6. We're going to begin by starting on our backs and putting our legs up onto the chair or the sofa and just letting our body sort of decompress. I talk about this a lot in that when we have a lot going on in our life, it can feel like one of those vases of water that if you poured sand into the vase of water, it would quickly become quite muddy, right? And in that muddiness, we can't see through the mud. But if we set that vase on a table, we pour the sand in, the sand represents the chaos, and we leave the vase alone and we just let it be still, all the sand sinks to the bottom and the water becomes clear again. So the constant motion of our lives sometimes can lead us to not feeling very clear, whether it's clear in our emotions, clear in our direction, clear in our thoughts. So legs up. Tee out your arms so that you have a lot of space in your heart. A lot of space in your heart. I'm outside, it's cloudy, it's beautiful. The tree above me is swaying in a really soft breeze. So just by recognizing what's going on around me, I'm starting to tune out what's going on within me. Okay? So if you're laying in your living room, notice the texture of your ceiling. Notice the sun coming through the window over there. Maybe you hear the humming of a fan, the ticking of a clock. Start to pay attention to what you see, what you hear. Perhaps you can smell, maybe dinner's cooking, maybe rainfall just passed through. Maybe you have some essential oils in a diffuser, maybe a candle's burning. Just allow yourself to put the vase down and pay attention to what's happening outside of you right now. And then turn your palms face down, which is a gesture of being grounded. I know we talk a lot about palms away from you, which is an open heart. At the end of the day, we really want to return back to feeling safe and secure and stable and grounded and protected and calm. Legs up helps our nervous system reset. It's a beautiful place to be. We're here for about 2 more breaths. I'm going to start to slip my legs off of the chair, off of the sofa, and then scooch on back a little bit so that you have a little bit more space to move. Hands are going to stay facing down. I'm going to drop my knees to the left. This is like that windshield wiper stretch, really feeling the stretch over the right leg. Feeling that beautiful pull through the belly. Take a breath, bring the knees back up, drop your knees to the right. Windshield wipers, feel the rotation. That psoas muscle that runs over the hip flexor, wraps around the back of the ribs, can get really tight from a lot of sitting. I did a lot of sitting the last 2 days, way more than I ever do. Come back up, let's do windshield wipers to the left. So just coming back into my body. Leaving the vase on the table, inhale up, letting all of the thoughts of all of the things that I learned in the last 2 days, heavy topics, kind of just settle at the bottom. Beautiful. Bring your knees back up. Take your right knee, interlace your fingers around your right knee and squeeze it in tight. I'm going to straighten my left leg. We do this one quite often. It's great for the low back. And then I'm going to open the right knee, leaving both hands attached to the right knee. That gives extra support, so I'm not relying on muscle structure to do this. I'm letting my arms do a lot of the work. Bring the knee back up. 2 more times. Open the knee, getting the nice open pelvis. Bring it back up. 1 more time. Open the knee. Bring it back up and stay. Rotate your ankle. We forget about the smallest of our joints. Go the other direction. Beautiful. Now take your right leg and bring your hands behind it and straighten it. Doesn't have to be straight. Mine's still nice and bent, and once I get as straight as my leg wants to be without putting more pressure into my body, it's already had enough. I'm just going to swing that leg side to side. And now I'm going to begin to make some circles with that leg. Nice and easy, just bringing that connection back to the body. 2 more. And then return that leg. Bring the left knee in, interlace the fingers, straighten the right leg. And the same thing, we're going to open up the hip, dropping the left knee, bringing it back. Open it and bring it back. 2 more. Open it and bring it back. Open it and bring it back. Switch your hand positions to underneath the leg. Straighten it. And then just go side to side. We'll get to the ankle, don't worry. Side to side. Now make some circles. Hold the leg still and rotate the ankle. And go the other direction. So nice. Bend your knee. Bend both knees. Grab one of your blocks or your pillows. And you're going to lift your hips up and slide the block underneath. It's not on your spine. It's not on the fleshy part of your cheeks. It's in between that. So it's on that triangular bone known as your sacrum. So by doing this simple pose, I take all the muscle work out of a bridge pose, which is typically something we do with a lot of strength in our legs, a lot of active engagement. Perfect for end of day. Returning back to the body is to prop the hips up onto a pillow or a block. This elevates the heart, quiets the mind. So with our heart higher than our head, we are asking to go into the heart and eliminate the thoughts. And that can be a beautiful place to close your day. So we'll be here for a couple breaths, and then I'm going to show you how to add on to this if you would like to. And just start to feel that distilled energy of being a little bit quieter, a little bit stiller. This is a beautiful way to prepare your body for bed. And then start to lift your legs up towards the ceiling. I'm going to hold on to the block and bring my legs towards my face. I'm wedged. That block is wedged underneath me. So no work here. I'm propped up on this block and it feels absolutely amazing. I'm letting everything that was heavy in my body drain back down. And it actually feels amazing. This is one of those nervous system poses that we should be doing all the time, really, especially if we're going through something challenging or hard. It can be really, really nice. Just a couple more breaths here. Start to bend the knees. We'll come back to bridge pose. Lift up the hips, remove the block, and come back down. Now here's where 2 blocks or 2 pillows is going to be nice. I'm going to walk my feet in close to each other, placing my hands on my low belly, just where the pelvis is. And then I'm going to let the knees fall apart, and they're going to land on the blocks. Okay, so my left knee, the block has to be the tall way, or a taller pillow. And my right knee can open a little bit more, but again, I'm not doing any muscle engagement through my inner thighs. My outer thighs, my cheeks are not doing any of the work. I'm letting the weight of my legs press against the blocks, and it feels amazing to let go, right? The whole point of an afternoon or evening practice is to let go of your day, to let go of the thoughts, to let go of the emotions. And I want you to come back to that visual. What do you see in the space that you're in, whether it's outside or inside? What do you hear? I can hear wind. I can feel raindrops. I can see the tree moving about. I can smell rain. I'm bringing myself into the present moment, letting go of what the day has been for me, the last 2 days, and bringing myself into the present. I can feel the rain. I can feel the wind. I can feel the release through my hips. Start to close the knees. We have just 2 more. We're going to roll over. And we're going to come to child's pose, which is a beautiful restorative pose to come to. Hips are going to go back to the heels. I'm going to actually bring a block with me because of my hip. I'm not able to get all the way onto the floor where I want to be. Forehead has to rest on something. So whether it's stacked on 2 fists, then you rest your forehead there. You place a pillow here, or maybe you can get all the way there. But the forehead has to touch something. Okay, so I got my block. My hips are back by my heels. Fingertips are touching. Palms can also be face down, which is grounding. By touching the fingertips together, it's bringing harmony into the right side and the left side. And the forehead against either stacked fists or the floor or a pillow or a block or a couple books. Pressing the forehead against something in this shape quiets down the thinking, quiets down the mind, puts the vase on the table, and allows all of the things to settle to the bottom. We'll be here for 3 breaths. Last one. Bring your palms to the surface that you're on. Press yourself up. Move the block, the pillow, or the books aside. And we're going to finish on our bellies, which is very opposite of the way many yoga practices finish. Stack your hands one on top of another and rest the side of your head, your cheekbone on top of the straight, stacked hands. Legs are long. And close your eyes. Now, the reason why I wanted to close today's practice being on the belly is because if you tune inward, you can feel the heart beating against the surface that you're laying on. By bringing the heart towards the ground, the floor, the bed, you're asking that the energy of gravity secure you to a place of stillness and safety, right? So we want to have that groundedness. And I would invite you to stay in this shape for 5 minutes. Let your body settle down, okay? Just settle down. Close your eyes, make yourself aware of your surroundings, take a breath, and then just settle, okay? Day 6, super chill, super needed, super important to put the vase aside and let everything sink to the bottom. You will wake up tomorrow with hopefully a little bit more clarity, a little bit more understanding that this is not an exercise. This is a way of being. This is a way of taking care of you. And when you take care of you, you take care of other people. So that's what I got for day 6. I will see you tomorrow, day 7. Have a